Saban. Shalom.
Shalom. I'm going to go to the book of Jasher later on, though. So anybody who got a book of Jasher.
Yeah, man, I'm going to run out my book all the way back.
You can listen to the same thing.
I know, but I always tell myself, make sure I have my stuff ready. I always forget.
We're going to the Apocrypha too. So, all right, this lesson is going to be over hospitality.
What?
Yeah. Why not? Hospitality.
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 Was I hospitable?
That's spiritual hospitality, spiritual hospitality. But yeah, so I was thinking about this the past week and so on. And I've been thinking about Abraham and his hospitality for the last few weeks. So Brother Ron asked me to do a lesson today, so I was going on hospitality. So, because this is a big thing, people don't know how deep hospitality is. Hospitality is deep. And later on, you're gonna figure out people who didn't have hospitality, they going to hell. They didn't lie, they didn't steal, they just didn't have hospitality, and they going to hell.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big thing. It causes for blessings, curses, not being hospitable.
I bet you know where you're going, man, on that gesture, man. I thought about that scripture. I got you.
Okay.
If it's the same way, I'm going to bring it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
About hospitality. I know who you're going to.
Well, you about to hear it.
I bet you I know, too. That's your who she just put in my spirit. I was supposed to speak it the other day. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry to interrupt you like that. It just came in my spirit. I bet you I already know where you're going at, man.
It's a famous one, huh?
No, it's in an apocrypha.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's in an apocrypha.
Well, we're going to see.
If not, I'm going to bring mine out to tomorrow. You find mine tomorrow, you're going to laugh, man.
First
deal with hospitality, too.
So, I want to check it out tomorrow. First, we're going to get the foundation about hospitality. Y'all know how to do. Build it up, get the history of it, go from there. But it's going to be Genesis 18, chapter 18, 1 through 8. The foundation of hospitality.
Foundation.
Yes, foundation.
I like that. I never heard of the foundation. Let's roll.
It's 18, 1 to 8. And 18, 1 through 8. Alright, here we go. Alright. And the Elohim appeared unto him in the plains of Mari, and sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he left up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. Well, not the Lord, that's probably Abraham was the Lord in chapter 1, and verse 1. Verse 2, and he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. It wasn't just any average man here. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them. So this is the foundation of hospitality. He's eager to start the process of hospitality. Before he even see him, we got the biscuits in the oven. They coming. So just the hospitality. All right. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground, eager to serve here. This is Abraham, and said, my master, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away. Abraham, this is why he's the father of hospitality. Not only did he run to show humbleness and servitude, he's now begging them, please let me serve you. Please. Okay? Find favor. Pass not away. I pray thee from thy servants. Let a little water. Let me pour you a little water. I pray you, be fetched and wash your feet. They go back to feet washing. We're going to talk about that too. It's a big thing. And wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree. and I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts, after that ye shall pass on. For therefore are ye come to your servants. And they said, so do. Who ain't gonna, after you present, it's not normal somebody presenting themselves. It's like this person is going on a job interview to get the job. They want to serve you so much, they're presenting themselves, I'm worthy to serve you. You know, and obviously the three men, they agreed. And they said, so do, as thou hast said. And Abraham hasted in the tent unto Sarah, and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth. And Abraham ran unto the herd, and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and hasted to dress it. So everything he's doing, everybody, hey, hurry up and do this, hurry up and do this. And he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. So this is the basis for hospitality here. You know, anybody who ran into Abraham would be a blessed person. You know, to this type of hospitality. I'm going to go to another precept on this. Is Genesis, the next one over. Genesis 19, 1-3. Now, this is Abraham's kinfolk Lot. So I guess they learned from the same tree. You know how to serve, how to be hospitable. And 19 and 1 is going to be 1-3. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. See how that comparison to Abraham? Abraham seen them, got up, he ran to them. Lot seen them, got up from where he was just chilling by the gate, got up to go meet them. You know, before that's very hospitable. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, behold now, my lord, my masters, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your way. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night. Verse 3, and he pressed, meaning 3 and 1, urged them. Yo, no. He took their luggage, say, no, you gonna stay with me. I'm going to serve you. I'm going to show you hospitality. You're not going to be out on the street just walking around. I'm gonna serve very well. And he pressed them greatly, and they turned into him and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Okay, so just building the foundation of hospitality. Romans 12. Because with great hospitality comes blessings. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Yeah, Romans 12, 1-2. Romans 12, 1-2. 12, 1, it's going to be 1-2 and 13. Okay. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, be by the mercies of Yah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yah, which is your reasonable service. So a lot of people be like, you know, I take care of my children. Yeah, that's your reasonable service. You know, these are things you're supposed to do. You know, I got you some water. Well, these are things that you're supposed to do. These are habits and traits that you were supposed to learn. They were supposed to be your foundation. Okay, verse 2. And be not conformed to the world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yah. Okay, go to 13. Distributing to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality. Okay, these are fundamental principles that I really believe a lot of people lack heavily. You know, in the churches, people know they Hebrew Israelites in the truth, because you know, if you're not consistently sharpening your sword, you know, some parts of your sword are dull. If you're not consistently sharpening them, you're not going to show all of it, or you're not taking care of your garden the way that you're supposed to. There's going to be some weeds in there, and these are fundamental principles one should have in their arsenal from the get-go. You know, hospitality. So now we're going to go feeding the saints, feeding your family, your brother and your sisters. What is expected of you? Okay. This is going to be Tobit 2 and Tobit go way back, man. This been highlighted in the Bible, man, for years. I mean, in the Apocrypha for years, man. Tobit, man. It's going to be Tobit chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. Okay. Chapter 2, verse. Okay. Now this is for a feast day. Now, when I was come home again, and my wife Anna was restored unto me with my son Tobias, in the feast of Pentecost, which is the holy feast of 7 weeks, there was a good dinner prepared me. So he got home, his wife, and candy yams, mashed potatoes, whatever, turkey, you know, all that stuff. And he said, man, this is a good meal. But he said something, but check out how a righteous man thinks, though. There was a good dinner prepared me, in the which I sat down to eat. Verse 2. And when I saw abundance of meat, I said to my son Tobias, go and bring what poor man soever thou shalt find out of the brethren, who is mindful of Yah, and lo, I tarry for thee. So when Tobit seen the abundance of what he had, he said, you know what, my son, go out and go find a man of Yah and bring him in so we can share this hospitality with him. The fruits that we have, let's share it. So these are about going out and getting people and welcoming them in to share your hospitality. The next one is going to be 1 John 3:16. 1 John 3:16. Because a lot of people, they be like, bring out the Tupperware. We're gonna save this for later. Put it in the freezer, make some turkey sandwiches tomorrow. Tobias said, no, we're going to go out and share this now. This is going to be 1 John 3:16 to 19. Okay. 1 John 3:16 to 19. Hereby perceive we the love of Yah, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our own lives for the brethren. But whoso hath this world's good, meaning the wealth of the world, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels, his resources, his goods, of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of Yah in him? My little children, let us not love in word. Brother, I hope everything okay with you. Let me go chat, and let me go chat, cash this $2,500 check. I hope everything's good with you, bro. What I'm saying? I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. Okay, my little children, let us not love in word. It's not about works. You hear this about in the Christian church a whole lot. You can't do anything. That is a lie. It's about your faith and your works. Great, you believe you can walk on water, but did you ever try to walk on water? Well, no. Maybe if you tested your faith, you might realize, well, I need to work out a little bit more. I was knee deep in the water when I tried to walk on water. So you got to work it out. It's just not by word. Neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. And hereby we know that we are of the truth. So a lot of people say they are of the truth, but they lack verse 18 because they have no works. And shall assure our hearts before him. These are the foundations of hospitality. Okay? 2 more. That's right. A lot of people, that's why, later on in the lesson, you're going to realize a lot of people are going to hell because they don't have hospitality. They weren't liars, they weren't thieves, they weren't backbiters. They lacked this fundamental principle that Yahusha gave to you. Proverbs 3:27 to 29. Proverbs 3:27 to 29. Because Abraham was about the only fella in the Bible who Yah said, this is my friend. One of the reasons was because of his hospitality. 3:27 to 29. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due. Hospitality. When it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again, and tomorrow I will give thee, when thou hast it in thine hand. 29. Thou devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. And go to verse 34. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. The people who humble themselves and come out and let me serve you. What can I do? Let me put you some water. Instead of water bringing milk. Instead of Kool-Aid bringing fresh squeezed orange juice. How can I serve you? Okay, and Galatians 6. It's going to be Galatians chapter 6. I believe this might be the whole section of Galatians 6. Alright. Yeah, it's going to be the whole section of Galatians 6. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, you are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ, of Yahusha. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Verse 3 hits home a lot because so many people think they're above serving. And they would never go out and see Brother Ishmael. Brother, oh man, come on man, popcorn, right? I got you. Like, man, Ishmael. So, nobody, they don't have that spirit of humility, hospitality, because they like, well, I'm me. I got a Benz, I got a few bucks in the bank, or, I just don't care to show you this hospitality. You ain't my daddy. I thought we was all supposed to be brethren, and the sisters, we're supposed to be brothers and sisters. Okay? Verse 4, but let every man prove his own work. That goes back to 1 John. They said, let us not love this in word, Galatians 4. And they love running to Paul because Paul say no work. Well, that's not what Paul said. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. For every man shall bear his own burden. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teaches in all good things. Like this, verse 6, you need to study the principles of the Bible, of the Torah, which is going to studying Abraham and his hospitality. Verse 7, be not deceived, Yah is not mocked, for whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. I think that's the end of that. But yeah, that's good for Galatians right there. Now we're going to go on to hospitality is a foundation. What? Yes.
Verse 10. Verse 10.
Okay, verse 10 in Galatians 6 and 10. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. That was probably it. I just forgot to write it down. But yeah, that's it right there. But the next part of this is going to be hospitality is a foundation one must have for Yah to move in your life. If you don't have this, Yah ain't moving in your life. Okay, and this is going to be Genesis 24. Genesis 24. And you know, people be like, man, I don't lie, I don't steal, but you're not hospitable. You know, you're not. No, this is going to be Genesis 24, 1 to 4. When somebody's around you, instead of bringing out the good dishes, you bring out paper plates. You know, like, dang, I ain't even worthy for the silver, huh? Plasticware, huh? Like, dang. All right. And we're gonna talk about that. How we're gonna talk about that. You messing up your blessings when you do stuff like that. Genesis 24, 1 to 4. Genesis 24, 1 to 4. All right, and it reads, "And Abraham was old." Now, see, this is the beginning of how hospitality is equaling to blessings. Now, this is the beginning of the 12 tribes of Israel, and they were. It began in hospitality, and you'll see that as I show you in the scriptures, as the scripture reveals itself. 24:1. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and Yah had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thou hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by Yah, Abba of heaven, and Yah of earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my country, and take my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. Now, if the hospitality wasn't here, Isaac wouldn't even have ever met his wife. It would have been like one of those things where Abraham did with not Lot, did with that woman, Ishmael's mother. It messing stuff up. If it's not done right, it'll mess it up. Yeah, Hagar. It got messed up. Just like if the hospitality wasn't here, this whole thing we probably been in 1867 right now, because everything is time sensitive. I need you to do this for a certain reason, and if you don't do it, it's gonna mess everything up. So this is 12 to 33. Okay. And he said, now the servant of Abraham, he trusted this servant to do a very important job, get a wife of Isaac, which is starting the 12 tribes of Israel. This is an important job. This is a life-changing world event type of thing. Isaac marrying somebody is a life-changing world event. Okay. 12. And he said, O Yah, of my master Abraham. So the servant is praying. He's out on his mission. I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the man of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, I pray thee that I may drink. Look at that. He prayed for a woman that was hospitable. I put the water down. I said, hey, you mind giving me some water? Yes. Hospitable. This is what he prayed. This is how it went down. Hospitable. Okay? All right.
Where you going?
All right. And where was I? 14. I pray thee that I may drink. And she shall say, drink. And I will give thy camels drink also. Woo, hospitable. She seen the man of Yah who needed drink, and she said, not only will I give you water, I'll go give your camels water. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac, and thereby shall I know that thou hast shown kindness unto my master by hospitality. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Mekah, the wife of Norah, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair, very beautiful, to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well, and filled her pitcher, and came up. And the servant ran to meet her, and said, let me, I pray thee. He like, man, is this the one? Drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, drink, my lord, my master. And she hastened and let down her pitcher upon her hand, and gave him drink. And when she had given him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also, until they have done drinking. And she hastened and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again unto the well, and drew water, and drew for all his camels. And the man, wondering at her, held his patience, to wait whether Yah had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold, and said, whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, who is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. She said moreover unto him, we have both straw and provender enough and room to lodge. Even going in more depth in hospitality, making the servant of Abraham be more intrigued, as this is the woman that will be Isaac's wife, because of her hospitality, her great hospitality. And the man bowed down his head and worshipped Yah. After she was doing this bountiful amount of hospitality, he got on his hands and knees to say, thank you, Yah. This was easy work. This was a quick one. I was here for 5 minutes. Yes. I prayed for hospitality. Yes. She came up, and thank you, Yah, for a hospitable woman. Okay? Verse 27. And he said, blessed be Yah of my master Abraham, who hath not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, Yah led me to his house of my master's brethren. And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus speak the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well, and he said, Come in, thou blessed of Yah, wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared thee house and room for the camels. Wow. So when Rebekah went out and ran, I mean, see